Okay, a couple people asked about problem number 10 on page 316. Right, and this is the one where it basically, here's the diagram, right, it looks like this. Okay, and part A says use the trapezoid rule to estimate the volume of the pond. Okay, so first of all I have to find the area of the pond, and if I look at it, it's basically sideways, in the sense that if I look at it like this, right, these are my heights that are my y-value that I've been figuring out. Now it says the vertical spacing is 200, so, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections, so that's 200 divided by 8, so it's 25 feet, and that's per section. So each of these readings were taken, right, 25 feet apart. Not 25 feet this way, but going across. Okay, so if I'm looking at this first one right here, right, this trapezoid, right, area of a trapezoid is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay, so you could do the area of the trapezoid that way. You could also do the LRAM for all of them, then the RRAM, and do the average of it. Okay, so either way it's going to be the same. So I'll show you both ways, right, just so you can kind of see how I can do it either way. Okay, so I can see it better. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so if I do it the trapezoid way, there's the first trapezoid. The second one is, here's my trapezoid, 520 plus 800. The two bases are 520 and 800. I had 25. Next one is 800 and 1,000. Height of 25. Next one is 1,000 and 1140. 25. If you're having trouble seeing the trapezoids, let me turn the diagram and look at it this way. Okay. Here are my trapezoids. Base 1. Like if I'm just looking at this one, base 1, base 2. There's the trapezoid. Okay, the one I just did was base 1, base 2. Right, there's the trapezoid with a height of 200. So at this point, I can just compute all those numbers, put them all together there. Okay. Sorry, that was off the screen there. Okay. So basically, you just put that in your calculator and go. One of the things you could do is, right, you can see that you're multiplying each time by 1/2. You could just calculate each of these, add them, and then at the end cut in half. Right? That works as well. Okay, so that's if I did trapezoids, and that's going to give you that answer of, so that's going to give you an area for it. Okay, now what's the volume, right? And when you get the volume, remember volume is area of the base times height. Now the height for this is the depth of the water, and the average depth it says is 20 feet. So whatever I get for this thing, I'm basically going to take this number, whatever it is, and times it by 20. This sum times 20, and that's going to give me my answer. So if I added all these together, by the way, it is 13. Let me make sure I have this right. Oh, there we go. Put all those together, you get 1,318,000. Okay, then you multiply it by 20, and that will give you your final answer of 26,360 cubic feet. Okay, so this word problem here, this application problem, the area of it. So if you wanted to say like, what's the surface area of the pond, right? That would have been this answer right here, 1,318,000 square feet. And when is that important? That's important just to know the acreage of a pond, because depending on the acreage, it may or may not. You can have it as a public or private pond, right? There's only once it gets to a certain size, you cannot own a pond or lake. Alright, so that's where you would use it. Now this is just estimating how much water is going to be in there for ourselves. So that's A. Oh, if you were going to do, the other way is do LRAM and RRAM. plus RRAM and divide by 2. And if you're going to do LRAM plus RRAM and divide by 2, right, then LRAM would have been, right, if you know, you would use the 0 times 25, right, and then 520 times 25, then 800 times 25, then 1,000 times 25. Okay. Okay, you would get that number, and then you do the RRAM, which would be 520 times 25, and 800 times 25, you know, so on and so forth. Oh, there's 1,000 over here, right? 1,000 times 25, right? You would have that going down there. You add all those. You add this, get a number. Add these, get a number. Add those, divide by 2, and that's going to give you that same number there. But it's going to finish the same way, where you multiply it by the height. That's part A. Okay. So part B. Okay. You plan to start the season with 1 fish per 1,000 cubic feet. You intend to have at least 25% of opening day's fish population left at the end of the season. What is the maximum number of licenses the town can sell if the average seasonal catch is 20 fish per license? Okay. So you need 1 fish per 1,000 cubic feet. So we're going to take that 26, and we're going to divide by 1,000, and this can tell us how many fish. So we're going to have 360 fish. Okay. Now, so many fish can actually live in this, because you want to have 1 per 1,000 cubic feet, and and it says that each license you expect people to catch 20 fish. So I'm going to divide by 20, because there's 20 fish per license. Right? And so that gives me. Okay, so then it gives us 1,318 licenses.